Howdy, hi. It is Do Your Job Sports college basketball picks and predictions for Friday, March 7th, 2025. We are looking at the best bets of the day. Let's get into the video. All right, first things first, we're going to recap the previous day's results. Interesting day. I don't think we've ever had this before. 4-2, bringing our season record 434 to 406. We win all of our spread bets. We lose both of our overs. I cannot recall another time I've done this year. So impressive by my part. With our two losses, we added $6 to the giveaway funds, bringing that total to $30, and the giveaway will be at the end of this season. So I'm going to recap these games real quick, then we'll get on to the picks for tomorrow. Game number 1, it was the first game of the day, and I really hope you guys got a good number. I got the best number possible, Indiana State plus the 1.5. They lose by 1. They probably should have won this game outright, but they went 15 of 24 from the free throw line. That is 62%. You cannot do that and expect to win a basketball game. So the Salukis move on. They will play Drake tomorrow. Next game, North Alabama, minus 5.5. They played at home against Jacksonville. Pretty much a no sweat. They win this one at 78-63. They had a 12-point halftime lead. I don't think Jacksonville led. Nope, Jacksonville's biggest lead was 2. Northern Alabama's biggest lead was 18. Northern Alabama will take on Lipscomb in the A-Sun Finals. Lipscomb went to overtime with Queens. So that would have been real interesting if Queens would have won. But they don't, so now North Alabama has to travel to Lipscomb. We then had the easiest win of the day, New Mexico State, plus 5.5 at Louisiana Tech. They win by 12. They had a 14-point halftime lead. There's something about this Aggies team that Louisiana Tech just can't deal with. They win the offensive rebound battle. They win the turnover battle. Louisiana Tech, 33% from the field. New Mexico State's going to be a tough out in the Conference USA tournament. They're 4th overall. I would not want to play them come tournament time. So Louisiana Tech's got some soul searching to do. We then had Charlotte plus 14.5. I don't understand why Vegas keeps on giving North Texas these big numbers to cover. They just don't do it. North Texas, 75. Charlotte, 64. Shout out to Aiton Wright on North Texas, who dropped 42 points. Golly, that's a lot. Now, our two losers, these really, the Milwaukee game definitely stood a chance. This first one, IPFW Youngstown State, this never saw the light of day. Over 155.5. Final score of this game, 67-72. They had 52 points at halftime. The second half, kind of a false 87 points scored. There was a lot of fouls at the end of the game. Neither of these teams could shoot. Youngstown 36% from the field, IPFW 37%. The Penguins went 5 of 28 from deep, 18%, and they still somehow won the game. There was 30 turnovers. This was an ugly, ugly basketball game. This was gross. We then had the over 144.5 in the Oakland and Milwaukee game. Milwaukee loses outright at home 72-64. If you would have told me Oakland put up 72 points prior to tip-off, I would have told you, 100% this over is going to hit. Wrong. Milwaukee, your season is done. Oakland has won the first 2 games of this Horizon League tournament. They now play at Robert Morris on Monday. How they do this every single year, I don't know. Campy's a dog. Side note, Milwaukee, what the fuck? How do you lose this game? By 8. That's horrible. So, goodbye to your season. That's the recap. Let's get on to the picks for tomorrow. Game number 1, Buffalo-Akron. I'm taking the over, 160.5. This is the final regular season game of the year for both of these teams. I think it's going to be pretty high scoring. Akron, they're a smooth 19.5 point home favorite. I think they're going to be able to score a minimum of 100 points here. Senior night, final game of the year. Let's go. Buffalo 9-21 on the year, 3-12 on the road straight up. They score 72 points a game despite playing at the 7th fastest pace in the country. You would think that would result in more than 72 points a game. They get dominated in every single stat you could think of. Their defense is ranked 298th. They've already played Akron this year. They lost by 32. Akron dropped 90 on them. Akron at 24-6 on the year. First overall in the MAC. They score 84 a game, play at a top 15 pace, shoot at 47% from the field. They're undefeated at home this year, 15-0. They only have one conference loss to the Ohio Bobcats. Buffalo is going to get digged down here. It's going to be an ugly, ugly game for the Blue Bulls. Give me Akron. Give me the over, 160.5. Roll points. Next game, we are going to fade the Salukis again. I think this might be my first time betting Drake the entire year. Normally, I'm fading them, but I'm going to back him here. Quarterfinal in the Missouri Valley tournament. They need to win this game. If they win this, I think they're a guaranteed lock for March Madness. They just get one win out of the way. I think they're in. Southern Illinois, 13-18 on the year. Obviously, just played today, beat Indiana State by a point. They score 73 a game, played a top 175 pace, shoot at 46% from the field. They have only played Drake once this year. They lost by 10 at home. Now you get him at a neutral site. I think they're going to get fucked up by Drake. Drake, 27-3 on the year. They need to stomp the Salukis to solidify their big dance spot. They score 71 a game. They do play at the slowest pace in the country, but their defense, fantastic. It's top 30. I don't think the Salukis are going to be able to score. Give me Drake, minus 8.5. Next game we got, it is Stony Brook in Delaware. This one's interesting. I'm taking the Blue Hens minus the 5.5. First round of the CAA championship. They do battle 2 o'clock Eastern time. This is a neutral site game taking place in Washington, D.C. Stony Brook, horrible at basketball. 8-23 on the year. However, they did end their season with back-to-back wins against Elon and Hofstra. They average 66 points a game, played a bottom 50 pace, shoot it 41% from the field. They've already played Delaware this year. They lost by 10 points. I think we are going to see that again. Delaware, they're not much better, 12-19 on the year. They ended their season on a 6-game losing streak. Normally, I would not like that, but here it doesn't really faze me. This is, again, win or go home. It's the conference tournament. You need to get dubs. I think they show up. They play well. They average 76 points a game, played a top 50 pace, shoot it 47% from the field. They dominate every single stat you could look at. Give me the Blue Hens minus 5.5. We are then going to take another minus 5.5. Charleston Southern, UNC Asheville. I'm taking Asheville minus the 5.5. This is the quarterfinal of the Big South. Neutral site game taking place in Johnson City, Tennessee, just like the song. I'm surprised this line isn't more. I thought this would have been like, I don't know, minus 7.5, 8.5. So the fact that I can lay a 5.5 and get it sounds pretty good to me. Charleston Southern, 10-21 on the year, 7th overall in the Big South. They score 73 points a game, played a top 100 pace, shoot it 43% from the field. They've lost 4 games in a row. They've already played Asheville twice this year. They lose by 3 at home and then 8 points on the road. Asheville 20-10 on the year, riding a 2-game losing streak, so it might be a little fire under the ass to get them into high gear. They score 83 a game, played a top 75 pace, shoot it 47% from the field. They dominate the stats. They're already 2-0 against this team. Neutral site, first round. I think they're going to fuck them up. Give me the Bulldogs minus 5.5. Next game we got is South Dakota, North Dakota State. A battle of the Dakotas, eh? Taking the over 165. This is the quarterfinal game of the Summit League Conference Tournament. These two teams play exact opposite styles of basketball. Their first meeting of the year ended with the final score of 103-77, and they just played literally like 5 days ago in Sioux Falls, and that one landed at, I think, 162. So they're kind of giving us a low number with free throws at the end. I think this one's going to hit the over. South Dakota 18-13 on the year. They just beat North Dakota at 92-79 at home. Not North Dakota State. That was the North Dakota. Too many goddamn Dakotas. They score 86 points a game, play at the 4th fastest pace in the country, shoot it 45% from the field. Their defense is the biggest problem, 334th. They're like a poor man's Alabama that's just in South Dakota. They're 4-11 on the road. North Dakota State, 21-10 on the year, 4th in the Summit. They score 81 a game, play at a bottom 75 pace, shoot it 48% from the field. They make 12 three-pointers a game, which you guys already know I'm a big fan of. And their defense is also dog shit, ranked 322nd in the country. Win or go home. If this one's close, we're going to see tons of free throws at the end. I like the over. I think one of these teams is hitting at least 90. Final game. Why is Illinois getting this much respect? Give me Purdue plus 4.5 on the road. Final game of the Big Ten regular season. Am I crazy to think the wrong team is favored? Illinois was on a massive losing streak, and then they win back-to-back games against Iowa and Michigan. I really don't think they should be 4.5-point favorites here. Purdue, 21-9 on the year. They score 78 a game, play a bottom 100 pace, shoot it 50% from the field. They're an old veteran team. They value possessions. They're well coached. Top 10 in the country, 3-point percentage. If they are fallen from deep, I think they're going to win this game. Illinois, 19-11 on the year. They just beat Michigan on the road by 20. They score 84 a game, played a top 25 pace, shoot it 45% from the field. Purdue, they're old. They're going to slow this game down. They know exactly how to win. I think Painter gets it done. Give me Purdue plus 4.5. All right, that's it for this video. I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.